this isn't related, but I don't know why I thought of it. I was going to tell you and the audience because you kind of know. Just in terms of what's legal. So I know someone, won't say more than that, who has been in Las Vegas for like basically 2 months, just wasting away, drinking, gambling. And the things that are legal, like our government has decided you need to be protected from magic mushrooms because you can't do it. But it's like, you know what you can be exposed to? Las Vegas, which is designed to just jack into your limbic brain. And some people, can handle it responsibly. I'm not trying to get it shut down, but...
Well, for me, the strongest arguments for legalizing marijuana, let's say, or psilocybin, isn't that these have no risks at all and no one could possibly ever get hurt. It's that these are less dangerous than what we've already as a society said is okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, listen, you can, I guess, keep weed illegal, but it seems weird to sell liquor and cigarettes on every street corner, but tell me I don't even smoke marijuana, but tell me I can't smoke marijuana because it's dangerous for me. Like you'll have this conversation over beers while smoking cigarettes. This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so that's where I go. If this is the society we're going to have that sells cigarettes and alcohol, then we should definitely have marijuana. And I think if we're going to do SSRIs and if we're going to do addictive painkillers, then psilocybin therapy seems like a much more beneficial, less risky comp to that. So yeah, that's kind of where I fall. It's like, yeah, could someone maybe take so many mushrooms that it hurts them or do something bad? I guess, but we as a society definitely don't only allow substances that have zero downside.
Yeah.
And so given the massive upside and the, in my opinion, smaller downside compared to what's already allowed, that's when it becomes a no-brainer.
This takes us back to the question of principles. Like if you're someone who's for the prohibition of these sorts of things because they're illegal, it's like, okay, well then you would understand. Like I could find that more compelling if you're also for the banning of alcohol and probably a whole host of other deadly things. In fact, we could just look at the list of things that kills people and we could find where we could extrapolate where mushrooms or marijuana would be in the harm and say anything above this, we're just going to get rid of. No, and it's going to be illegal.
In my head, I imagine someone drinking a whiskey Coke, smoking a cigarette, who was a senator who was saying, keep marijuana illegal while they're drinking a soda, alcohol, and cigarettes. And that's where I go, this is hypocrisy. This is money at work.
Well,
it's not principled.
Well, the catching fire argument, which I haven't thought deeply about, is that it's on purpose. It actually is following a principle that just isn't stated, which is we like the drugs that keep people working Monday to Friday.
I agree with this.
Caffeine on Mondays, alcohol to de-stress and shut down.
Well, let's dive in. We haven't dove into this. We'll do it quick because I'm not 100% sure on this, but it certainly makes sense to me. So do you want to dive into?
That's it. Is that the drugs that we have socially and legally permitted are those that keep you working in capitalism of the 1900s, which is you need your amphetamines and your caffeines to get going on Monday and in the mornings, and then you need your alcohol and your cigarettes to de-stress but keep you working. And it has nothing to do with flourishing or happiness or spousal abuse, and everything to do with, are you being a productive member of an industrial and then post-industrial society?
Yeah, and you see it in the 70s when you give people psychedelics. One thing it does is, we're talking about sociopaths, it expands your empathy. It expands your love for other people. It makes you not want to fly to Vietnam and kill people you don't know for a cause that you don't think is... you don't feel like you're fighting for a moral injustice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
And so a bunch of people take psychedelics and go, I don't want to go to Vietnam and fight your war.
Yeah.
And the government doesn't like that. And then you take a bunch of psychedelics and you go, I really think that time with loved ones is what matters the most. And working more than I have to get food and shelter seems silly when I could instead be bonding with my children or my parents. And the people in power go that's not, we need GDP. We need gross.
It's not just the people in power. It is the system of which we collectively are part of. Yeah.
But I think that the presidents and senators involved in making the decision were thinking, that's bad for the country, because their view of the country is economic power, military power, not necessarily individual enlightenment and fulfillment.
Yeah. I mean, hippies are, if you're around there back then, they're all these freeloading, sleeping in vans. You know what I mean? It's like, this isn't, I understand the reaction from like working class people, and you're like, this is the next generation. You're like, dude, we got to stop whatever they got in their system. And
well, weirdly enough, if your country hadn't started by picking a bunch of fights and doing a bunch of wars. I mean, we're in a weird spot. If once we drop, I think a lot of people are going to come try to beat us up and take our stuff. But having a country that nobody wanted to attack, where everybody was sleeping in vans, eating food that they had farmed and being happy, doesn't sound so bad to me.
Yeah. But who knows how long that lasts, of course. I mean, I think I don't want to not give defensiveness and economics its due in a dog-eat-dog world, which is like you need a critical mass of people in the country and the world.
Well, that's why I think
to be non-selfishly.
Sorry, this is why I think
oriented.
it works for Costa Rica and Scandinavian countries. Is because they are small enough to be left alone, and they basically just ally with a big power. No, I think this is why I think it won't work for the U.S. Because if the U.S. did this, we would just have military consequences, I think.
Too shiny what we got going on over here, maybe.
And we've been too involved, I think. You can't just like beat everybody up with a stick and then be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
We're done. We've learned.
Isn't that the ultimate? Oh man, what was the... Oh, there's some movie or TV show where that's basically the punchline, is that you can't try to opt out after having lived a violent life because your violent life comes knocking on your door.
Oh, I feel like that's so many.
Yeah.
I don't know which one you're talking about, but I know the trope.
Yeah, that's kind of where the U.S. is. It's like, even if we realize the error of our ways. Oh, it's the 10 Rings.
Oh, don't tell me, man. I didn't see it.
Oh, my bad. Spoilers.
I was waiting for Disney Plus in 2 weeks.
So yeah, not the Shang-Chi 10 Rings. I was talking about the Lord of the 10 Rings.
Lord of the 10 Rings.
Yeah. So anyway, next thing.
What else you got? That's it for me. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.